Okay, so what I've done here is laid out 19 cards that are definitely going to make our deck no matter what. As you can see, we have a lot of support cards and not a whole lot of big dudes to just get them, with the exception of Mr. Swarmlord here. But that's okay, because we're going to add probably 5 cards to this. I think with 2 spell bombs and no huge drops, then we're going to be looking at probably 16 lands. The question is, what do we want to add in here? We have another Victorious Destruction, which is okay against artifacts, but I kind of don't want to start 2 of them. The problem is that none of the cards we have left, with the exception of Glistener Elf, which I think is just kind of terrible. Although I guess it's good with Darksteel Axe and things like that. With the exception of that, we don't really have anything that supports our infect theme. Our non-infect creatures right now are just Perilous Mirror and the Mycosynth Fiend, which I'm basically counting on being a huge wall as we damage them. So we can either add in 5 creatures that all don't have infect and just try to have like a backup plan where we can win, or we can try to add more cards like this and like this that support our efforts to poison them out. If I were to go the support infect route, it would probably be Glistener Elf and Mirror Metal for sure, and then Victorious Destruction might make the cut. Kadoltha Ringleader at least is a battle cry guy that helps out your Razor Swines and your Ogre Menials, or this guy when you're getting in, and that's pretty good. And I'd probably play either Brass Squire or the Priest of Urabrask just to get a 2/1 and some tempo to play a Razor Swine or whatever. But here's the thing about this guy is, even if he were a vanilla 2/1 for 0, which is what he is in the best case. In the best case, he's a 2/1 for 0, a slightly better Memnite. I just don't think we would even play a vanilla 2/1 for 0, because we're probably not going to win by dealing conventional damage, that sort of thing. I mean, so that guy's definitely not going to make the deck. I'm going to move him over here. This guy I'm definitely not going to start. He was better off when I thought we might be, dinos. He's kind of an early drop that can trade, but we're definitely poisoned now. So this plan seems to be a little bit loose, because Mirror Metal's really only a +2/+2. Our whole deck is bad against a lot of stuff we pass, like Virulent Wounds and Galvanic Blasts and things like that. We don't have a Grafted Exoskeleton or a Triumph for the Hordes or anything like that that can help us. But we do have a Trigon of Thought that can draw us some cards. We have a good number of cards that can help us maybe push through. I'm not opposed to running an Alpha Tyranax just as an extra green dude. And I think what I probably want to do is play one of the Ringleaders, just because it's a good spot on the curve, and the Molder Beast. And then that gives us, we can just get in there for a bunch with Molder Beast and like Panic and Horizon Spellbomb maybe, or like the Axe. And then maybe if the Fiend is big enough, like I could see that being a thing. Also, we're rewarded by Lead the Stampede for playing more creatures, so we definitely want to up our creature count if we can. Looking at the converted mana costs, we're kind of middling here. I don't think we want this, but maybe we do, and then we just run 17 lands. That seems a little loose, since our deck isn't really a 17 land deck, and it has lots of things that reward us for playing more aggressively. So I think the best thing to do is to probably just play this Mirror Metal. The Mirror Metal lets us potentially do great things on defense with one of these Razor Swines or Assist Bearer, and also could save our Phyrexian Swarmlord from a turn to Slag or Grasp of Darkness or something like that. I'm trying to look for anything that can beat those, you know, Spire monitors we passed, and maybe like Mirror and Metal on the 2-power guy could be fine. That leaves us one more slot. We could play Brass Squire defensively, but we have a lot of 3-drops. We could play Trigon of Thought, but it's not a creature, and I think the last card needs to be a creature. We could play Glistener Elf. I really don't like cards like Glistener Elf, but I guess given that we have Darksteel Axe plus Mirror and Metal, it could be fine. I mean, I'm really just trying to talk myself into it now. I don't know if it's better than a Tangle Manus. Tangle Manus is going to be on defense, you know, most of the time, things like that. We also have a Leeching Bite. Glistener Elf is just such a bad top deck. The other thing is we could play this Brass Squire, which really only helps when we actively have Darksteel Axe, and even then it's not that absurd. It's not like a Quarter Shield where moving it around is huge value. Yeah, I'm torn between a lot of bad options here. It could be that just like Lumengrid Gargoyle is the play because it can just come down and, you know, after a Molder Beast or a Ringleader and win games. I think for now though I'm going to play the extra Infect guy, and then that keeps our curve a little bit lower. It lets us get away with playing 16 lands with no acceleration and just the 2 cantrips. What do you suggest for land? 11 and 5. I don't think I'm going to do 11 and 5 because I have Ogre Menial that pays me off for having extra red in play. So I think for now, I think I actually want 9 and 7. I do have a lot more green cards than red cards, but most of the green cards only require 1 green. So yeah, I think we're gonna go 9 and 7 just to make sure that our colors are consistent. We'll see how this goes. I don't have too high hopes, but I mean we have some quality cards and we have potential opening starts that are gonna just lead to some serious Razor Swine blowouts. So all is not lost.